Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are gonna do some ore mining. So yes, this is the Lionel Legacy Erie Mining Company ore train set. This is kind of what I call a sleeper set, something I didn't really pay attention to when it came out in the catalog a couple of years ago. I think it was 2019 or 2019 or 20. I can't remember which catalog it was in, but um, anyway, this is a legacy set and pretty a reasonable price for this set, but it was something that I saw in the catalog, sort of flipped by, didn't really think about it, and then I saw it in Nicholas Smith, and when I saw it in person, it was a different story, and so I picked this set up here, and we're going to talk about it today. We'll talk about the engine, the cars that come with it, the extra cars you can get for it, and kind of what it looks like on the layout, and then we'll just give it a run around, see how cool it looks. So let's jump into this. All right, so here's the set. So what do you get with it? Well, you get a Legacy C420 Alco engine, diesel electric, obviously, with the Erie Mining Company logo on it. It's kind of a yellow paint job. We'll look at it in a second. And then you get 2 6-packs of mining ore cars. And these are kind of those little Jenny cars, and basically they are all individually numbered. They have some pretty good details. They're not, I wouldn't call them scale details, but I think for ore cars, this is probably what's out there right now from all the manufacturers. So I'm not sure there's anything more detailed. And then they have removable ore loads in them that you can take out if you want to leave them empty, or if you want to change them out to something else. So that was kind of nice. So that's what comes with. Oh, and then you get an extended vision scale caboose to go with it, lighted and everything else. This is full legacy, Bluetooth, all the legacy stuff, smoke, etc. So nothing special there. And then they also offered an additional powered unit and an additional dummy unit if you wanted those. So you could either get a dummy to put 2 together, or you could get 2 powereds if you want to really get a long ore train. And then they offered 1 additional ore car 6-pack, so that you could basically have up to 18 individually numbered cars. Of course, you can add as many 6-packs as you want to, but if you just want to keep all the numbers different on the actual cars, then it would be 18 total right now. They did make a note in the catalog that they plan future releases for the Erie mining stuff, so I don't know what else is going to come out, but we'll see. And that's pretty much what you get with it. So we're going to take a look at the engine now and some of the cars, and then we'll give it a run around the track. All right, so here's the engine. Like I said, it's a Alco C420 diesel electric. It's a 4-axle, and these were made sort of between 60. Let's see, what was it? 63 and 68. 1963 to 1968, around that range. They weren't a huge sale for Alco. They were, sort of a mid-range engine. Not necessarily a lot of starting power, but they did have some good tractive power. And for the Erie Mining Company, which, by the way, is a real company, they bought 3 of them in 1965, so in their later years. But like I said, these weren't big sellers for Alco, but a lot of different railroads had the C420, and there's some still in use today, at different, sort of the museums and stuff like that you can see running and things like that. So, but yeah, so this is the Erie Mining Company. Now, this, like I said, is a real company. Now, you think Erie, Pennsylvania, but that's actually not where it was located. The mining was in Minnesota in Hoyt Lakes, and it was an iron ore surface mining operation that sort of started. They started building the facilities like in 1954 for that operation, and in 54 they built this 74-mile railway from Hoyt to Taconite Harbor, for the movement of this ore, right? So obviously it's iron ore. Iron ore is big, chunky, sort of rust-looking ore that comes off the ground. This was surface mining, so it was really easy to get, right? So that's where this is coming from. So it's kind of cool. It's a real company, real train. And like I said, Erie bought 3 of these, numbered 600 to 602. Now, why Lionel used a 4-digit road number on these and didn't use the original 600 to 602, I'm not quite sure, because I couldn't find this one anywhere when I was researching it for the Erie Mining Company. So, yeah, I don't know. They just randomly picked a number. But since they were offering 3 engines, they were offering the one that came with the set, another dummy, and then another powered. They could have done 600, 601, and 602. It would have been perfect, but that's just the way it is. It doesn't have the correct road number for the Erie Mining Company. And so let's just take a look around it and see what it looks like as far as the details. Okay, so these C420s I think are kind of cool. I love they have these sort of long snouts on the front of them. And this one has some nice details on it. You know, you got a little chain there for the rails, right? You got the steps, there's doors, you got the windshield wipers. It's got lighted number boards and markers on the front here. You got the horn on the top there. And then you have a walkway, of course, down the side of it. Lots of great real venting detail on the sides here. So that's kind of nice. And then on the top here, again, they got some really nice venting detail. So this hatch right here comes off, and then you just you basically just see all the switches underneath there. In the back here, again, it's got number boards. It's all lighted. Got the rear marker lights. It's everything you'd expect on a C420, basically. So. And I do like the sort of the yellow paint. I'm not sure if it's coming across the camera, but it's sort of a little bit of a darker, flat yellow. And then you have sort of the Tuscan stripe going down the side there. So yeah, when I saw it in person, it really stuck out. I think the catalog doesn't really do it justice, but now the only thing about this engine, and it's probably all the C420s, is that this smokestack here is so thin you can't actually get a funnel or anything down there. So to load this with smoke fluid, I had to come up with I had to sort of make my own little device to get it in, because if you try to load it with a dropper or something like that, smoke fluid is just going to get all over the top of your engine and just spill all over the place. It's going to be a mess. So I know they're trying to make it probably accurate, but it would have been nice if you could have removed this little piece right here so you could get to the smoke fluid fill and then put it back. So hopefully if they ever do these C420s in the future again, they'll kind of think about that and see if they can maybe alter that a little bit and get some kind of removable cover there that you can load this easier, because it makes a mess. So I'll show you what I did, what I created to load that, but one little gotcha on that. Otherwise, all full legacy features programmed just like any other legacy engine, so that's all the same. Okay, so on these C420 engines, the smoke unit is right back here. The problem with it is that the opening is so skinny, there's no way that you can put either the Lionel funnel that usually comes with engines, or even the pipette, or you know, any kind of dropper, because it's so skinny you can't even, it's not wide enough. It's really a terrible design. Now, it may be scale for what it is, but they should have made this removable or something so you could pop it off, put the smoke fluid in and pop it back on or something, because really if you tried to drop it on, smoke fluid would be running all over the engine, right? So it'd be kind of a mess. So I had to come up with something. So what I did is I took take this out of here, I took a pipette, and basically what I did is I cut it. So because the pipette is made out of that sort of flexible material that flexes, right? I cut it off, you know, about 1 inch from the end, and then I took a pliers and just sort of squeezed the tip of it to make it sort of almost like a rectangle instead of round, and then I forced it in the smokestack here, and then I used the funnel on top of that, and then push the fluid and let the fluid down there. Now you sort of have to blow it, because if you don't, it gets stuck sort of at the bottom there because it's squeezed so tight. There's very little opening at the bottom of the pipette, so really a pain on these C420s. So yeah, maybe next time Lionel could improve it a little and make this removable so you can pop it off, fill your smoke fluid and pop it back on. So, but that's one thing you just have to watch out on these particular engines. All right, and then like I said, you get all these ore cars with it. So it comes, the set itself comes with 2 6-packs, so that's 12 ore cars, all individually, road numbers are all individual. And they've got nice details. You see some little gears, but all the details on these are all molded in. They're not separately applied. The only thing is separately applied is the brake wheel on the back here, and that's pretty much it. And then it has an ore coal load in it, a plastic ore coal load. The detail on this is, you know, the molding on it is, it's not the best. They could, if they just made a better mold, I think it would have looked better, and you could have just left it as it is. But you know, the iron ore are big chunks. They don't come out of the ground in these tiny little chunks, like sort of like ballast here. So you can't just fill it with ballast or anything like that. It just wouldn't look right. I have a car down here in the string I'm going to show you in a second where I put some iron ore ballast on the top, and it just doesn't give you the same effect so as the big chunk. So I need to find something with big chunks, and what I'll do is either put a piece of foam in here and then just put the chunks on top, or take these out and glue the chunks on the top of this plastic piece. I don't know, it depends. But the way they work this is these come right out. You just sort of pop it and they pop right out. They just have a little tabs on the side. And so if you want to, you could just leave them empty, right, too. And you could do it that way. You could leave some empty, some not empty, or whatever like that. So you have choices, and then you can, of course, try to alter these maybe and then put them, you know, get a little more detail on them. But they're not, it's not the worst thing in the world, but, you know, definitely looks like fake ore, for sure. There's no question about it. And then if we look at the cars themselves here, these are, you know, they've got metal. Everything's metal on them. There's no plastic. It's all solid die-cast trucks, but they are not like sprung trucks. They're just solids, right, for these little ore cars. You can see there are some nice details on the side here with the gearing and everything like that, even on the back. So, but it's all molded in details, but it still looks fine. And you know, if you're pulling a whole bunch of ore cars down, this is what makes, I think, the set sort of more reasonable in price. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So like I said, they're all individually numbered. You get 12 of them in the set, and then you can get a 6-pack add-on, which I do have. So total, I've got 18 cars here. And then the last thing that you get with the set is a scale extended vision caboose. All right, so there it is. So you get a Erie Mining Company extended vision caboose. It's a scale caboose, kind of nice. It's all lighted on the inside. It does have a crew figure on the inside. There's no smoke or anything like that, but it is lighted, and you can turn the light on and off with a switch on the bottom. Now, I did notice, though, that it is not, it doesn't have flicker-free lighting on it, basically, so I'm not sure if it's actually LED or incandescent inside there. But if it is LED, it doesn't have flicker-free lighting on it, so when it goes around, you see it just flickers, of course, by the roller sort of, you know, getting the connection on your track and things like that. So, but other than that, it is a scale caboose, and it does have all these separately applied details on it, which is always nice. It has a marker light on the back. It's kind of funny, the camera makes it look white, but that light right there you're seeing is actually red. So that's weird, the way the camera has that effect on it. Must have something to do with the LED or something. Yeah, you know, it's got a coupler on the back, operating coupler, not a remote or anything like that, just a normal coupler. But and you've got a light on this end too, so they're both lit. Like I said, inside there is a figure inside there on the other side. This chair's empty on this side, but that's pretty much it. So it's nice they didn't put a junky caboose on here, and it's a nice scale one with all these details on it, so I do like that. Alright, so let's fire her up and just listen to her. Get the sounds out of the way here. So you have your normal diesel sounds there. We'll do the horn. I love the horn on these 420s. They sound like a tractor trailer. They're kind of funny, but they're kind of cool. Different than like my SD70s or ES44s and stuff like that, so really neat. Standard bell. And of course, standard crew talk, nothing special on this one.
Dispatcher here, you are cleared full, over. Thank you much, cleared outbound, out. Dispatcher here, you're cleared onto the main, over. Roger that, all clear, out. Can I get a green light, over. Affirmative, the track is yours, over. Thank you much, cleared outbound, out.
Pull her forward. It's got pretty good smoke output coming out of it. So there's a car I put some iron ore on top of it, but you can see the grain is just, it's not big enough, so I just laid it on top. I didn't glue it or anything, but that's kind of the look you can sort of get if you want to change it around. So what I need to find is just a bigger size in the actual the ore itself, and that'll, like, I think look a lot better. So whatever I find.
Copy, we have that clear. Out. Dispatcher here. Please go to normal speed. Over. Roger that. Increasing to normal speed. Out.
Alright guys, so that's it for the Lionel Legacy Erie Mining Company ore train set. Pretty cool set. Pretty good price for a full Legacy engine and all the cars that you get with it. So, and I think it looks really cool running around when you get the extra 6-pack, and it's this huge long ore train. The only thing it needs a little improvement on is try to get the ore loads a little more realistic looking, but that shouldn't be too bad. As soon as I find some kind of a pretty good size ore, I'll put it in there. Maybe I'll have to paint it the right color because it should be sort of a rust color. That's how iron ore comes out of the ground. But other than that, yeah, really nice set and kind of a surprise, sort of a sleeper. I just sort of brushed over it in the catalog, like I said, and didn't really think much about it until I saw it in person. I'm like, that's a really good looking set. So I'm pretty happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button for sure. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications and put your comments down below. Make sure you tell me what you thought of the set itself and the video. So as always, I will see you guys next time. Peace, guys.